Even for an exposition episode, just kind of diving a little bit more into the mysteries, explaining things further, them making guesses themselves. Still, Dragon Ball Super on fire, baby. I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it. With this episode, for starters, one of the major things that it touches up on is what is black. They were guessing, Whis and Bulma were kind of passing along theories and things of that nature, and one of the things that they said was, okay, probably Zamasu went and used 2 wishes on the Super Dragon Balls, and they're talking about the future thing. So if anybody's seen some of my spoiler videos regarding Zamasu and him potentially having immortality, also the previous discussion I did or whatever, it's safe to assume that Zamasu in our timeline hasn't done it yet. So Zamasu is still mortal right now. He can still die because he hasn't gotten the ring from Gowasu, and even by the end of the episode, Gowasu is like, no, I think, Zamasu probably changed. No, dude, he's not changing for shit, bro. You must be old and see now, baby, because if you don't see that this dude is evil as shit, there's something wrong with you, or you're trying to believe the best in somebody that is a straight piece of shit. Because even towards the end of the episode, when he's bringing out the tea, he had no idea Goku and them were there, which again kind of makes me wonder, like, does he have really bad sensing skills as far as like being able to sense people's ki and stuff like that? If they're all there, Goku, Beerus and all them, you don't think he would have sensed one of them was there, one of their power levels, or all of them combined right there as he's walking, bringing the tea out, which kind of goes back to the last week's episode where he was like looking around and Black is looking around or whatever. It's like, bro, you can't sense power levels to save your damn life. But anyway, going back to the theory, they said that, oh, he basically created Black using the Super Dragon Balls, but that still doesn't explain why is it that he has similar ki to Zamasu. What if his wish was, or maybe there was a third wish, again, if he can use his ring, he can keep on jumping a few years in time. He could go 1 year, make that one wish that Black has created, another year, immortality, and another year, he could have made that wish like, okay, I want Black to have my exact personality. I want him basically to be a personality clone of me, and that's potentially why his ki is very similar to Zamasu. Or it could be that his being itself is inside of Black. Like, what if he jumped a year ahead again and said, I want him to basically be me, except he's a different body, so that there's 2 different people. The bits with the people in the future, to be honest with you, wasn't all that intriguing, and it didn't really add too much to just kind of them, like, the morale. Like, honestly, I'd say one of the weaker points right now of this arc, even though it adds a little bit more drama, but in reality, they really are in a hopeless situation, so it kind of makes sense in a way, but still, like, seeing the troops, the fodder troops or whatever, like, man, we're all down, like, where's Trunks, man? We feel like we can't do anything. Like, bro, come on, bro, like, you really, like. And again, it was pretty freaking hilarious to see Yajirobe up in there, baby. Like, yo, is it just me or... And again, I'm analyzing. I can't believe I'm analyzing Yajirobe's flab right now. But the current Yajirobe, when you look at his arms, it's just straight up like, fat or whatever. You look at this one, like, his arms are kind of ripped and shit like that. So you can see he's been through the trenches, boy. Like, when he was hungry in that episode and shit like that, it's because he's been going through it. He's been starving himself, too. So that's why he got all that muscle and shit, going through it all, trying to dodge Black and Zamasu and stuff like that. Although it seems as though Zamasu hasn't really attacked them in the future himself, because the troops were talking about, man, now it's even harder because we got a second enemy. So it seems as though that's the first time Zamasu actually came himself, and it was just basically Black all this time that was doing all this. And even though there wasn't action, I definitely gotta say that was a good thing for Dragon Ball, and I feel as though with this arc is a really good step in the right direction for Dragon Ball, as far as like, yeah, it's not the most complex thing in the world, but it's definitely a lot more complex than Dragon Ball has been in general for the entirety of it. It's always just been kind of lighthearted, some martial arts, some jokes and stuff like that, some valuable lessons, especially in Dragon Ball regarding fighting and things of that nature. But with this one, it's like this arc is introducing a little bit more of complex things, like, these theories about the wish and a couple different things as well, like with Gowasu and Zamasu and their relationship and stuff like that. It definitely feels like this is more of an adult Dragon Ball in a sense regarding this arc of Super. It's like, it's not necessarily, again, the most complex thing in the world, because it still has the classic Dragon Ball feel to it, but it does feel darker than anything we've seen in Dragon Ball, probably in its entirety, except of course like the history of Trunks and a couple of things with Frieza and stuff like that. But mainly as far as the tone and as far as a little bit more of the writing, it definitely feels a lot darker, which is great. I mean, kind of, it's growing up with us, which is something that I've kind of complained about the studio Toei Animation doing. It's like, when are they going to grow up with the audience? It feels as though Dragon Ball with this arc grew up with us finally. And as a whole, honestly, again, very good episode. It didn't have action in it, but it still kept the exposition going. It kept kept the plot moving. It wasn't just standing still. And I love that about this, like, arc in general. It's like, it's not just staying still. Even when it's a slow down episode, it's still giving you good content. We're still getting more clues as to Black's identity. Like, again, if it was that Zamasu basically used the ring and jumped in the future, whatever, a couple of years and like made different wishes or whatever, to explain the key, it would have to be that maybe he jumped a third year as well and was like, okay, I want him to be a carbon copy of me, or within the same wish, he made a wish that it was his mind inside of Black's body or something along those lines. But then again, it could be that they're kind of off, and it could be that his wish was to get Kid Goku, and then he raised Kid Goku to become who he is. Either way, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Whis, Beerus, and Bulma and all their theories, and Goku as well, is on point? The fact that Black was indeed made by the Super Dragon Balls, and kind of the explanation would be added as far as that it was a third wish that he basically carbon copied his mind into Black's body. Also, what do you think regarding Zamasu not having the immortality in our timeline? Like, it makes so much sense. Again, if you've seen some of my spoiler videos, which you should check it out, some juicy stuff for the future of Dragon Ball, as well as the preview, it was a future flashback, so Zamasu right now still can get his ass kicked, and I can't wait because it's gonna get hectic. And your overall thoughts of the episode? I honestly want to say 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. It didn't have a lot of the action and stuff like that, but you don't always need action. In Dragon Ball Super, this episode just proved that Dragon Ball Super without the action is still doing awesome shit. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.